welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing, I guess, an unmodification to the car. So you join me in my basement in my house, which I also use for part storage, as you guys will probably have noticed by now. There's lots of memorabilia from the channel's past, whether it be some of it even from my old cars. So yeah, we've got like the GTI's exhaust is in here, the Austins that came off the car here. The IS-20s down here with my CTS inlet. The reason I'm down here though is not for any of this stuff, but for a handy dandy little set of taillights, which I believe are in this box if I had to guess. First I'm going to apologize for my sound. I am pretty sick. I don't know whether it's the virus, which I've had before. This doesn't feel like it, but you never know at this point. Or if I'm just gotten some sort of cold or something like that. Everyone in my family, like a lot of people I know have been getting sick lately, so no way to pinpoint exactly where it could have come from, but a lot of people I know have been getting really sick lately, and I'm no different apparently. So yeah, we've got like even some stuff from the Sport Track. Like I said, these are the seats that were in it for the longest time, and the Flowmaster should be somewhere. It's down there actually. It's buried underneath the stock intake pieces. That's actually, no, that's the GTI's air box. What I believe what I'm looking for is in this box, and this should be, yep, indeed, that's where they are. Yeah, stock taillights out of the car. So the VLAN taillights I installed in the car a little north of a year and a half ago are junk. They are falling apart. They're giving me nothing but trouble. I've been getting error codes since the day they went in the car. And that was one thing, but then I figured out that they were flickering anytime I would back up into a driveway or hit a bump on the road. And obviously that's just not safe. That's just not a good thing to deal with at all. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to get rid of them. And then the right side one developed a lot of condensation and moisture inside of it, which was kind of just the final straw for me, honestly. And what I did is I got some taillight tint from Etsy as a pre-cut thing. It's just ready to go. We're going to tint the stock tails, throw them back in the car, and then I got an OBD11 to code Urban Joke, which will also code 5 Light Mod. So it'll be good to go, and hopefully won't be having any more error messages. It'll actually look cooler in my opinion because I'll have Urban Joke versus these cruddy taillights that honestly sound like it's more work than it's worth to actually set up sequentials on. So I'm going to grab this box, take it upstairs. We're going to clean them up a little bit. And then I think when my dad gets home this evening, we're going to do the tint. And then once he does that, I'm probably going to go in the garage and bolt them into the car myself. So anyway, guys, I'll see you guys as we go along. All right, so now you guys join me in the garage. Taillights look like they're in pretty good shape. I'm still going to try to clean them up a little bit and see if I can just get any sort of surface dirt off of them. This was the only one that wasn't in a bag. I apparently bagged up all with this one. So sorry, passenger side, or this might be, nope, passenger side, outer. So yeah, it's raining out and I just backed the car in. My mom is out of town, so whenever she's out of town, I get to take over the garage. So hooray, I guess. That's one good thing about her being out, and it's the only thing that's good about her being out of town. So yeah, I'm going to clean these up a little bit, and then this evening we're gonna install the taillight tint, and then I'll throw them back in. We'll hit the OBD11 on them and code them to Urban Joke, which will also turn on 5 Light Mods. So they look pretty good. YouTube channel, meet my POS laptop. This is actually, just kidding. I mean, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but this is my work computer that I use for work. And yeah, we're going to use it to code on a quick thing I got a YouTube comment for yesterday, which was honestly something I wish I had actually seen months ago. So for those who don't know the VLAN taillights, some people have issues where the DRLs will reset when you, I mean, this is normal operation. It'll go through the whole startup animation whenever you turn your turn signal on and turn it off. So today I'm going to code where the DRLs stay on with the turn signal, so that way it doesn't turn them off. Of course, that's, I've been using just turning the parking lights on this entire time for that. So I'm going to jump into OBDS, or not OBDS, VCDS, and handle that. I'll make sure that this is actually plugged in first. Okay. Ching. Okay. So let me go do that, and I will catch up with you guys in a moment. All right, it's the evening. Taillights have been dry for a substantial amount of time. Got my tint out here. This is a pre-cut kit from aggressiveoverlays.com. It's a pre-cut vinyl tint. It's a light smoke. I think it's like 35%. And my dad, unfortunately, isn't feeling well, much like the rest of us in the house. So I'm actually gonna try to do this myself. Is this smart? No. I have no experience doing this. Closest I've gotten done is I put stickers on my little cart here. That's it. I put stickers on that, so that qualifies me to do vinyl and stuff, right? So I'm gonna try to do the best I can on these, and if I need help, maybe I can beg my dad to come and assist me then. And then after that, I guess I might I don't know if I have to move the car forward at all. I'd rather not waste the starter by starting it, moving it 3 feet or anything like that, even though I probably just pop the brake and roll it. But, you know, regardless, there's a little bit of room back here so I can install them. I got my OBD11 in my pocket as well, so I can code the taillights, the Urban Joke. So yeah, we'll get to that in a minute, and yeah. Well, it's been a multitude of hours since the last update. I started on this around 6:15. It is now almost 10. And you're probably wondering, Jordan, I thought you said you were tinning those tails. I was, until I followed the instructions a little too literal, sprayed it like this soap spray, probably put too much soap in it, and then the tint just didn't stick. So got both the inners done. I'll put a picture of that on screen. It wasn't great. The edges were atrocious. And I accidentally melted part of the tint on one of the outers. The outers were much harder than the inners. The inners, I feel like if I had a little bit more expertise in that field, could have been done. The outers in their hand were just too much of a handful. And after I melted that piece of the tint, I gave up and ripped it all off. And so we cherry red for a couple weeks, but I'm sure I can convince Michael once he's feeling a bit better. He's been really sick, really sick. But once he's better, maybe I can really convince him to try again with these with a good roll of tint that isn't $25 off Etsy. So next step that we're going to be doing is coating them with OBD11. I got my OBD11 over here, and I got the next gen one because the first gen is only Android compatible, and as you guys know, I switched back to iOS a few months ago. So I'm going to turn my Bluetooth speaker off, then we're going to go in the car and code this up. So these are the hazards before OBD11 coating. As you can see, it's just the outers. And now we're gonna go code Urban Joke. All right, guys, so we are now on OBD11. I apologize if the voice quality is dropped. It's either connected to my car's microphone or to my phone's mic, and probably neither are great. So as you guys see, this is the main screen for OBD11. We're gonna go into our apps. And I am going to try to find nope, it's front. We want rear. Rear. Urban Joke. Let's see. Parking lights on both sides. Taillight is brake lights. Reversing light brightness. Let's see if I just look up Urban Joke. Oops. Pace car indicators or Urban Joke. So we want this one. So now this is where getting the code or getting the credits and stuff comes into play here. So once this finishes loading, anytime now, at some point in the near future. All right. Not supported. All right, well, one moment. All right, guys, so after some research and going through the app some more, I think I fixed it because now it shows up. Let's go ahead and activate. And hopefully now this will do its thing. There's an Urban Joke Fix app in here, and I activated it, and it seemed to work.
So now we're going to see if now the standard urban joke system works. This might take a few minutes, but yeah. I've already spent enough credits because it failed the first time, and then I used the fix, which was also 10 credits, and then this was 10 credits. That's like $9 I just spent on credits alone just to get this to work. So unfortunate, and this is kind of how my luck's gone today, but hopefully this time we're good to go. All right. So now it shows done. And yeah, then we can go to home, disconnect, and there we go. So see what it looks like. And here are the turn signals after Urban Joke. So this one gave me a small heart attack because it wasn't working at first, and I thought either there was a coding error, but it turns out something was weird with the harness, so I fixed it, I think. It's working now, and yeah, so you can see it's blinks the inner and outer. The inner blinks with the actual dynamic stuff on the front side, but as you can see, it's working just fine over here. So if I disable the hazards and turn on the actual headlights, after I put the key back in, I guess. Apologies for the beeping. So this should look fine. I'm looking on the dash to see if there's any error codes for the taillights again. They're not there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to turn the the headlights off, and I'm actually going to go and press the brakes and see if it turned on the 5 brake light mod as well. So I'm going to put you guys right here, and supposedly it does this whenever you do urban joke on the car. So I'm going to fully disable the lights. So based on the reflection, that worked. So let me check the footage back and make sure everything's working okay. All right, nuts ends another video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sucks that the tint didn't work out, but everything else at least did. So yeah, the old taillights are back in. Eventually it's gonna get these re-tinted. Well, I guess I should say just tinted because I goofed it up. But yeah, I managed to pretty much burn a hole through the tint, so I'm kind of kicking myself about that, but I need to cut myself a little bit of slack. I mean, that was the very first time I'd ever tried anything like that, and you know, you can't ever expect to be good at something the first time you try it. So, you know, there's always next time. I'm probably gonna just get a full roll of it, and instead of doing the pre-cut stuff, I've learned my lesson about pre-cut. It's really difficult to work with. I thought maybe that would be great for me to start off with, but it really was just a nightmare. So hopefully I can get a hold of a roll of tint soon. We can try this all again. There's a mosquito flying in front of me. But yeah, thank you all for watching. And yeah, I know people are going to say you demodded it, but you know, it is what it is. I wanted this thing to be functional and work right, and now it is. So anyway, see you guys later. Have a great day.